Hello guys, Nigel here with you again with yet another review. There's going to be a lot of reviews coming on this station, or on this channel should I say. But fear not, I am working on stuff. Here's the old Chieftain. We've started on the mud and everything. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing here, but I've got to get this done before the end of December for the Black Rifle Model Works group build. And I'm also working on the A20. There's the Bombay. We've got some work going on there, with some weathering and stuff and some shading and everything, so that's all coming together nicely. So yeah, I am doing stuff, and we've also got, for those of you that are interested, we've got the Bismarck new stern anchor bit coming in together. It's like, well, and I'm also doing a lot of work at the moment with Jason, a lot of talking with Jason regarding the Scharnhorst build. But today, as per the title, I've got a review of this, and this is just turned up from Peter over at Art Scale Kit over in the Czech Republic. He packaged it beautifully, or his assistant did, and put some nice stiff cardboard over the top of the box. There was some other 3D printed stuff which I've got to do reviews for you as well. I've also got a load of Quick Boost stuff, gas patch, I keep calling them Quick Boost. A load of gas patch stuff I've got a review for you as well. But I was going to say, they carefully packaged it all up. I opened the box and Jess decided that she was going to stand in there. So that's how the box got creased, as you can see here. So well done, Jess. She had to leave her mark, didn't she? So this is the P-47D 25RE Thunderbolt. And this is the advanced kit, as you can see down here. There's basically, there's a basic kit and an advanced kit. So if you're in the Czech Republic, this is available now from Art Scale Kit. If you're in the UK, it's available now from Art Scale Kit, but the postage might put you off. But, you know, available all over the world. And I haven't seen any reviews. I purposely haven't watched any. You know I don't watch any. But this looks to be... I have seen some images of the fuselage parts and stuff, and it does look to be amazing. I've had a quick look on the MiniArt website. It would appear that the advanced kit basically has a more detailed engine. You can have all the engine parts displayed. You've got gun bays and some interior parts. It's got PE, and you've got 3 options, whereas with the basic kit you just get a basic engine. I don't think you get any internal detail other than the cockpit. And you only get 2 options, so don't take my word for it, go look yourself, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how I see it anyway. So go and have a look. So here we are. It's MiniArt's first aircraft, I believe, unless you count the Calibri and the other helicopter series as aircraft, but it's really nice kit. So obviously it's the bubble top version. Personally, I prefer the Razorback, so I've now got a bubble top in 48th, I've got a bubble top in 32nd, and I've got a Razorback in 24th. Do love the P-47, it's a big old brute, isn't it? I've also got the Tamiya version of this, which I've had for years, which I believe up until now has been the go-to kit, but I think this is going to become the go-to kit, unless of course it's an awful build. I mean, we do these kit reviews, we look at the plastic, we see what's in there, you see what you're getting, and it's all well and good, but if it doesn't go together very well, then, you know, so be it. But this is basically a kit review to show you what you get in the box. So looking around the box, we've got some what you've actually got in there in the 5 different languages there. You can see they've now moved to Poland, because MiniArt were right on the doorstep of where all the troubles were when it all first kicked off over there, and they've now moved to Poland. You can see here it says made in Poland, and they're now in Warsaw. They're called Hobby and Craft Industrial Company. I don't think they were called that before, were they? So here we've got on the end of the box, basically it's the same old thing. You can see kit number is 48001, which is reminiscent of it being their first one. And then here we've got the 3 options. So we've got 2 in bare metal, and we've got 1 in sort of a roughly painted on scheme. So whatever you're going to do with these, you're going to get bare metal. And as you can see, they're July 44, June 44, and September 44, so they're all pretty late. They're going to be bare metal aircraft. So, but there are a million decal options you can get for this kit. So, or for 48 scale P-47, so you can build whatever you want. I've actually got the decals to do the one that's at Duxford. So here we go. So looking in the box, I've had a quick look, but I haven't opened any bags or anything, obviously. Typical MiniArt, we've got our photo etch there in our little card envelope, which is nice, it keeps it protected. We've got clear parts there in a bag, I thought that I saw some clear film on there to protect them, but I don't think there is. And typical MiniArt, everything is in one bag. So we've got bags within the bag, but all of that is in one bag. And I think they do that because you can see there's a sticker on here, and I think they may well ship them with the boxes folded flat, and then they can get more in a crate if you like. So I think they probably ship it like that, and the box is folded flat, and then the distributor assembles the boxes, perhaps. I don't know. Could be completely wrong. Wouldn't be the first time, would it? And it certainly won't be the last. So we've got the instructions, which are also all bagged up. So you can see we've got some stencils there, so they're obviously going to be generic. And then we've got decals there for the actual aircraft itself. And these are made by Cartograph, and these are also made by Cartograph. So the decals are going to be absolutely gorgeous. We have obviously the bag of sprues then, as you can see, lots and lots of plastic in what's going to end up as not a very big model, but lots and lots of different options, I should think. So we'll have a look in there in a minute. First of all, as usual with my reviews, we'll have a look at the instructions. Is this a resealable bag? Is it resealable, or is it just... It certainly looks like it's not resealable. I'm just looking around. And the side is already ripping open, so that's good. So we can probably get our fingers in there and rip this bag open. There we go. Bit of a shame for those that like to store their models in the loft or whatever. They've put the decals in the bag with the instructions. So if you want to look at the instructions, you have to open the bag with the decals in. Remember that, guys, if you are storing your models in the loft, lofts can get damp and they will destroy your decals. So I always, anything I've got in the loft, I take the instructions and the decals out, put them in a folder, and just put the actual plastic itself in the loft. Remember, in the summer that can get very, very hot. So we'll have a look at those decals. Alright, so let's have a look at these instructions. Typical MiniArt, sort of slightly glossy paper, so you might get a little bit of a glare, I'm sorry, but hopefully nothing too much. And you can see here laid out, and this is basically what the kit's got in it. So we've got highly detailed plastic model kit, which is both versions. When I say both, I mean the basic and the advanced. You don't get photo etch parts in the basic. You obviously get clear parts in the basic. Hatches can be assembled in open or closed position. You don't get that option in the basic. I think you get all three types of wheels included in the basic as well. Engine and combat compartment accurately represented in the model. That means the gun bays in the wings, and you get that in this one, but you don't get that in the basic kit. And you only get two variants in the basic kit. I'm not sure if the variants are two of the variants you get in here. What I should have done is got both, and then I could do a back-to-back comparison. But I'm sure there's going to be reviews of this all over YouTube, so you can have a look and decide which one you want to get. I think probably most people will go for the advanced. So here we've got our options. So we've got July 44 here, bare metal scheme with the olive drab on the top. Nice big fat propeller with the yellow tips on the blades that really makes the Thunderbird pop. And then here we've got the, again it's going to be bare metal, but they've put on a roughly painted camouflage that probably would have been put on in the field. Again, we've got the invasion stripes on here. This is June 44, so obviously they're going to have invasion stripes. And then here we've got September 44, Duxford Eagles. Now, I'm not sure why this has still got full invasion stripes in September. It may be for identification. For example, if you look at the Typhoon, they had stripes on them. They weren't actually invasion stripes, they were recognition stripes, because the English ground crews were shooting them out of the sky because they thought they were FW-190s. It's a bit like there were crews shooting A-20s out of the sky because they thought they were Junkers 88s. So it goes on like that. And there's another aircraft they were shooting out of the sky because they thought it was a Dornier 217. So, or DO-17, sorry. But anyway, enough about that. So here we've got the kit, the sprue callouts. Now from looking at this, it looks like the E sprue is part of the advanced kit, and also this photo etch I know is part of the advanced kit. So the reason I say that, here we've got wings with open hatches, whereas here we've got wings which are all closed up. And we've got a very nice bulkhead there, firewall for the engine, and here we've got the basic one. So it's looking like the E sprue is probably for the advanced only. Now here it could be that this is advanced only. Maybe you only get two options for the wheels. That sprue there you're certainly going to get in the normal kit with the wheels, or maybe you only get one option in the basic kit and you don't get that in the basic kit. I wish I had both to compare. And then here we've got the main fuselage parts, engine parts on there. And then here we've got drop tanks, bombs, all sorts of bits and pieces. Not sure in what you get in there in the basic kit. And then the decal sheets, which we'll look at in a minute. We've got the stencil sheet there, which you're going to get. And you've got it in both. And you've also got the decal sheet there, which you don't get in the other one. You only get 2 options in the other one. So going into the assembly, hopefully you can see this okay. Basic seat assembly. So here we've got the seat back and sides with the moulded on harnesses. And then you've got this clever piece going across to join up the side harnesses. Never seen that done before in plastic, but it will look quite impressive, I think. So you've got the option to do that, or you've got the advanced assembly. You've got seat back and sides with no belts, and then you've got your PE belts. The mind boggles really when you think what it would cost to tool that compared to what it would cost to just put a little photo etched fret of belts in each kit. You're surprised they did this. And didn't just do that. But then I suppose the basic kit, if it has no PE, they can make it suitable for very young people. So I think it has to be 14 and over to have photo etch, or even 16 and over because of the sharpness of it. So going on here, we've got the cockpit going together. It looks like perhaps the cockpit is for advanced is going to be the same on both kits, other than the PE. We've got a piece of PE there. I can't see any other PE in here. Yeah, we've got the PE belts, obviously. I can't see anything else. I'm sure you're going to get the cockpit decals in the basic kit. But all in all, it does look very, very nice. We've got separate rudder pedals. We've got the control column there. We've got the undercarriage or whatever that's for. That might be the wiggle hydraulic pump thing. But it looks very, very nice indeed. No doubt the aftermarket's going to be all over this kit like a rash. And then we've got bits and pieces here going into the fuselage sides. We've got our turbocharger there, our supercharger. We've got the cockpit going in there. We've got a little scoop going in the side, and then we're into our tail wheel assembly. Now we have the option here of a tail wheel with weight on, or a tail wheel without weight on. So there you go. And then here we have we have an option here to have that type of tail wheel or that type of tail wheel, and I'm not exactly sure which is which. It's not telling you that certain options have it and certain options don't. I simply do not have a clue what is going on here, but we can have a look when we get to the closing up the fuselage. Okay, not you've got 2 different options of tail wheel there. So you've got this sort of solid ferried in base, and this is all open. And then here you've got the option of having it all closed up where the tail wheel completely disappears, or you've got it open. So not quite sure about those 2 options there. You would have thought they would have had like this is for A and B and that's for C or something like that, but they don't. So do your research, see which ones yours got and go from there. But this is probably the same, just all ferried in. Moving over to the engine. So this is the advanced assembly of the engine. So we've got holes to drill in our it's actually not telling us to drill holes, but it's telling us to bend up some wire, 0.3 diameter, 4.4mm long, and make it into that U shape, and that'll be for the crossover pipes. So that's going to be very, very nice indeed. That's nicer than you get in the Airfix haircut in half this scale, 24th scale. And then we've got our push rods there going in, all very, very nice indeed. And then we've got our intake ring going in. So that's all our intake pipes going in there. They're showing you the engine here built up. And then we've got our exhaust going on. Be interesting to see if those exhausts are open. Then we've got our baffle plates going in between the cylinders there. And then here we've got our magnetos and everything going on to the reduction gears at the front. Check all your colour callouts because often manufacturers get those wrong. And then we've got the framework going around the outsides for the cowl supports. So that's all very nice. Be interesting to see if you get open cowl flaps or the option to have open or closed. It'll be interesting to see as well how nicely moulded they are. I bet they're gorgeous knowing MiniArt. So very, very busy engine. So if that's a bit frightening, you can just do the basic engine. So you've got basic engine assembly, so you just basically putting the 2 engine pieces together, adding the push rods, adding that outer frame, building up the reduction gears, and that's it. Job done. And you're just going to glue that onto a basic bulkhead. So here's the advanced firewall. You can see you've got your intakes down here. You've got your ring going around there. That's the cowl flap actuators by the look of it. So wow, this is bloody nice, this kit. We've got our aiming device there for our gun. Our gun sight is the word I was looking for. So that's going to go into the underneath of the actual cowl. The cowl is going to go over the top of the instrument panel there. You might decide to leave that off. You might decide to just glue B24 in and then put that in afterwards, because that's going to be very, very vulnerable sticking up there. And then here we've got the basic firewall there with just this lump with the 2 pins sticking out. And here we've got the advanced with all the detail on which you've done there. So as you can see, this is looking very, very beautiful indeed. So we've got the full built-up engine there with all the framework and everything, all the ignition wires. I didn't notice it telling us to put ignition wires on. There's no diagram for ignition wires. Is there a PE ignition ring? Because I'm looking here and all of a sudden we've got ignition wires on this one. So maybe there's later instructions, maybe it shows us how to do it. But if you don't know how to do it, get onto ScaleMates, look up Airfix 1/24 Hellcat, and then look at the instructions, download the instructions, and the Airfix instructions give a very, very clear and concise wiring diagram for all those ignition leads for the 2800 engine. But there's nothing here telling us to do that at all. So was it on the PE sheet? No. So there we go. Right. And then here we can have this open, so you can have it all open. You've got your cowl flaps there sitting there, all very nice indeed. And then here we can have it all closed up, or you can have it half open, whatever. So if you're doing it basic, there's the engine. That plastic lump on the back is just going to glue into that plastic lump on the firewall, or the advanced, like that. So very, very nice indeed. And then here we've got the rudder going on. We've got the fairing at the bottom. Looks like the rudder is in one piece, but the actual bottom piece isn't. So that saves it having any sink marks. And then this here is part of the landing gear bay, part of the main gear bay. No, it's not, it's part of the gun bay. No, it's part of the landing gear bay. So yeah, very interesting. So this is the upper wing, right? So it's telling us here, E32 only used with open wind hatches. I think they mean wing hatches. So this is the upper wing, and you're putting the undercarriage bay into there. So this is the wing upside down. Your undercarriage leg is going to go into that hole there. So this is all your undercarriage bay. That's what that is. And then you're building up more of the undercarriage bay. And you can see here we're building up the actual gun bay there with photo etch parts and everything. That's going to look absolutely stunning. That is really, really nice. And I've got the ASK 3D printed gun barrels for this as well, which are going to be perfectly adequate because you see so little of the gun barrels, you don't really need to go to the expensive metal ones. Pitot tube going on, probably don't lift that in, don't put that in now, lift it in, what we're talking about. And we've got the clear wingtip light there. And then here it's telling us if we're going to use rocket launchers or if we're going to use pylons, so you need to decide what you're going to do. And then here we're building up the ailerons and the flaps by the look of it, and they're going to go in, and we're adding them into the upper wing. So again, if you're doing the basic one, you have the closed up. If you're doing the advanced one, you'll have the gun bays and everything in there. And then you're going to add the lower wing in. So you've got different parts to use if you're going to use flaps up or down. All these bits of PE here for the gun bays. My God, this is beautiful. And then you've got advanced assembly and basic assembly. So the basic assembly is just having you can see they've got the wing there with the without the open hatch. You've just got your undercarriage bay, and that's going to go down. Whereas with this one, you've got all that additional detail going in. And then here you can have the doors open should you wish to, and display all your lovely rounds inside there. And then we've got P actuators to support the doors if you want to do that. And then we're going to go along and do the same again on the other side. And then here we're into building up our wheels. So we've got the chassis normal, chassis under load. So I guess if you're doing it in flight, that's if you're doing it taking off or whatever. This is if you're going to do it, especially with it bombed up. And I see no mention of these. Oh, there we go. So the three options. So we've got yeah, that's got more, that's got sort of smaller holes than that one, and that one's just a disc. So you've got your 3 different wheel options, you've got your 2 different tyre options there. It looks like actually we've got cross pattern, diamond pattern unflatted and diamond pattern flatted, and then here we've got a block pattern here, but not to worry because I've got the ASK resin wheels anyway, so we won't be using them anyway. So there we go. And then we've got the same on here on the other wing and everything. And then here it's all coming together, so we've got separate control surfaces, separate flaps, separate ailerons. You can have the flaps down, and on a P-47 they look great because they come down and back, beautiful. We like seeing big flaps, don't we guys? And then we've got pylons here, so you've got empty pylons with the cover on, and then you've got pylons here that are going to be open. You've got some sort of frame going into the canopy there. We've also got the ASK canopy masks for this, so they're going to fit beautifully as well. So armaments, we've got a 108 gallon paper drop tank, we've got a 200 gallon drop tank, we've got a 150 gallon drop tank, we've got a 75 gallon drop tank. So you've got lots of drop tanks there, so you can have whatever you want. And then we've got £1,000 bombs, £1,000 bombs, we've got smoke grenades, we've got £250 bombs, and we've got £500 bombs. And we got 4.5 inch rocket launchers. So you've got everything you want here, and you're going to have loads for your spare box as well, so that's pretty cool. Here we've got the massive stencil call out, so that's really interesting to go with the very impressive decal sheet for the stencils. So that's very nice. And then going over the page here, okay, here we go, we do have wiring diagrams. So we have wiring diagrams for the engine, which is very, very nice indeed. And then we've got all the plumbing in the wheelbase. Look at this. MiniArt, you are just one of the, well, some people say they're the best. They are bloody awesome. And then here we've got our colour callouts for the whole model. And we've got them in Viejo, Mr. Colour, AK Real Colour, Mission Models, Ammo MiG and Tamiya. I mean, wow. XF5 interior green? I don't think so. No. Yeah, check your Tamiya references, because generally Tamiya don't do bona fide colours. They're all sort of basic colours and you have to mix them, whatever. But there we go. That's beautiful. And then over the page here, this is the basic kit. So you can see you've only got the 2 options. They're not actually the same options as we're getting in here. HVA, LMC, and MXX. Yeah, we're not getting the same options in there. So if you want a completely olive drab version, there's one there in the basic kit. So there we are. We've got some fuel drums and all that then. It's all in 1/48 scale, so if you're thinking about doing a diorama with this, then there you go. So that's the instructions. What a kit this is. We are just in such a fantastic age for the hobby, guys. I mean, everything that's coming out. I mean, whoever would have thought that, yesterday I reviewed that Gannet. Whoever thought I'd be saying an Airfix kit is absolutely awesome. I mean, amazing. Let's get this light back on. Okay, so here's our stencils. I mean, they're cartographs, so they're going to be lovely, but look at that. Look at all those stencils. They're beautiful, aren't they? I think Sven should do a masking set for this and make all these stencils in 48th and maybe in 72nd as well. That would be interesting, wouldn't it, guys? And then here we've got the massive decal sheet for, I mean, it's for a 48 scale, this is massive. And we've got a portrait there of a lady that must be very cold. She must be very cold because she's got nothing on. I mean, why would you have that on your aeroplane? That seems a bit silly. So we have propeller decals up here. We've got our kill factors there, our kill ratios. We've got all our cockpit here. So we've got, I don't really know why, we've got 1A and 1B. Okay, they're different instrument panels. And then we've got 1C, which is a completely black instrument panel. And then you've got these down here. So if you mess one up, you've always got the option of using the others. And we've got some placards there to go into the cockpit as well. Now, I'm not sure if you get this in the basic kit. You'll have to go and look at somebody else's review and see. I've just noticed here, this is very thoughtful. They give you a white background for that so that you don't get any bleed through. And then we've got all our stars and bars there. all cut out so that they go over the relevant details or whatever, and we got all our letters and everything. They've minimalised the carrier film on these and on them actually, but Cartograph, as long as you've got a good coat of gloss down, they'll go down beautifully, and then coat a flat over them and they'll disappear. So we've got Rosie, is that Rosie Beth 2? No Guts, No Glory. So yeah, we've got some swastika badges down there as well, and what they've done is they've cut them in half for licensing, whatever. So yeah, very, very nice, eh? Just reminded me, I've got a 1/48 Hasegawa Follow Me Jeep in the stash somewhere. Wouldn't that go lovely, a little diorama with this? Right, so plastic. Be ready to be amazed, guys, because this is going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I probably won't be able to pick a single fault in this kit, so we'll put those bits over there out of the way. So as you can see here, we put all that up there. Okay, knocking my A20 parts over. So here we have the fuselage halves. So there's 1 and 2. I think what I'm going to do is zoom you in a bit, perhaps, just a bit. Here we go. So here we have our fuselage halves, and as you can see, the surface detail on these is nothing short of completely and utterly stunning. Look at that. It is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's not slide molded, so you're going to lose some detail as it goes under there. Again, you lose some river detail there. That's nothing. You're going to lose it when you sand the seam anyway, but it's nothing to pick that up again with. Use one of your little where are they? Here we go. Use one of your ASK riveters. These things are absolutely brilliant. Can't recommend them enough. They're awesome. So yeah, it's just absolutely, look at the detail in there in that hatch. Really is nice. Really is totally and utterly gorgeous. So here we've got our sprues individually bagged. So obviously MiniArt have been listening to us, because a lot of people do complain how, especially some of the the vehicle kits, they have all the sprues are just all tightly wrapped in one bag and they can get damaged. So they've obviously listened and decided to do this. So this is going to be Sprue A. Yes, it is. So this is what you're going to get in your basic kit. So we've got the upper wing surface there, the lower there, and the upper wing surface obviously has no cutouts for the gun bays. We've got all our cowl parts here. There's your basic engine mount that's going to go onto the basic firewall, which is there. We've got some pylons here, and that looks like undercarriage bay detail. And there's the cowl that's going over the top of the instrument panel, and it looks like we've got a lovely big recess there for the windscreen to sit in, which will be really nice. And we've got undercarriage legs here. Quite why we've got 4, I do not know. That one is unloaded, that one is loaded. Well done MiniArt. A lot of manufacturers don't think of that and end up with a plane sat on stilts. But they've thought of that, so really guys, well done. So again, you can see on here the riveting detail is stunning. It's going to need a good polish, a good coat of gloss black paint. Make sure you've got no dust or hairs or anything, and then get your bare metals down. So this is going to be Sprue E. This is the advanced sprue. I'm guessing you don't get this in the basic kit. So this is Sprue E. So again, we've got cowling parts. We've got that beautiful, I'll give you close-ups in a minute, we've got a beautiful firewall. We've got our wings here with the open hatches in. Flaps that are droppable. So I'm guessing that the basic kit doesn't have droppable flaps, perhaps. I don't remember seeing any. I'm not going to try and speculate what's in the basic kit, because I doubt very much if they're going to give you this sprue in the basic kit, because that's the whole thing about the advanced kit, is having all this stuff. So maybe there's another sprue that has the bits on here that, you know, that maybe these bits and these bits. But you can see the firewall there is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, really nice. We've got all our rounds there for our 50 cals in the wings, and there's the doors to go over them, and then here we've got our flaps. Again with all the lovely rivet detail, and then again we've got covers. Guns here, obviously fairly basic in 48 scale, and then you've got all the gun tracks there with all your ammo in. Very nice. And then here we've got like a little montage of sprues all joined together. What have we got here? So we have drop tanks, bombs, more drop tanks, rockets, and here's that third wheel option, which is very strange because we've only got one. Oh no, we've got two of these sprues. So there we go. So we've got two lots of these. So this is CD, this is C, this is CA, this is CE, CF, and I guess that's going to be CB. And we've got two lots of them. So there's your third option. So I'm guessing you don't get this in the basic kit. As I say, I'm speculating, I don't know. This sprue here is loose, not bagged. So this is your propeller, should I say. Nice to see we've got very sharp, crisp tips on the propellers. You have a little bit of sanding and clean up at the roots there, but no sink marks in the base of the propellers, which is normal, which is what you normally get, should I say. We've got the reduction gear there for the engine. We've got the actual engine cylinders themselves. They're moulded in one. The fins on them look very nice, going around and over the heads as well. We've got our intake tubes there. We've got our push rods there. We've got the mounting rings there, exhausts. They're not hollowed out, you're going to have to drill them out. And then we've got those beautiful baffle plates in between, going in between the cylinders there. Magnetos. It's nice, isn't it? Have a good look at that engine, it's lovely. Beautiful detail there, lots of cleanup required. Yeah. So moving along here, we've got another sprue here which isn't bagged. So this has got all our wheels on. So we've got the two different options there of, so we've got block tread or diamond tread. So that's very nice. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have a look in a minute on scale mates, and I'm going to come back after at the end of this video. I'm going to tell you basically what you get in both kits rather than speculate. So here we have our cockpit. So that's our DA sprue, and then here we have the DC sprue, which is panels that can be opened up, I'm guessing. And then here we've got our tail wheel assembly. So you've got the covered up one and the non-covered up one. We've got our non-flatted tail wheel and our flatted tail wheel, and then we've got the guns here, and they are slide molded, so you've got the hollow barrel ends on there. But we don't have the option of having flatted tyres on this, so I'm guessing you don't get that in the basic kit. And then here we've got a lot of internal details here for our wheel bays, so that's lovely. And then here the final grey sprue is this one here, which is sprue, what's this, sprue B. So here we've got flaps here. So again, I'm not going to speculate, but I can only assume that you don't get that out of the sprue in the basic kit. Gear doors, we've got the main firewall there with the bulkhead for where the pilot's going to sit. We've got the rudder there. We've got our elevators there, which are moulded in one piece, no halves to join together, no sink marks, no anything. So that's really nice. The elevators are also, the tailplanes are actually moulded as one piece as well. So no sink marks. Actually, there is very, very slight sinkage there, but it's like ridiculously low. Again, beautiful detail. Really, really nice. You can see there's our seat with our basic seat with the belts moulded on. And there's the sides there with the belts moulded on. And we should see on here the little piece that goes across. The piece of seat belt that goes across. Where's that then? Maybe it's on another sprue. Oh well. But yeah. And then here you've got the closed up doors for the tail wheel. And then you've got where the open doors must be. There's the open doors for the tail wheel there. Undercarriage doors there. They've got a bit of sinkage in them. But they've moulded them in one piece. They've got no ejector pin marks in them. They are absolutely gorgeous. If you look at those, that's the insides. That's the outside. I don't know if you can see it there in the light, but there is a bit of shrinkage on there. But again, I mean, it's a pain. I'd have rather they made it in two halves, two pieces, and didn't have the sink marks. Or just leave it in the tool to cool a bit longer so it doesn't shrink so fast. But yeah, that'd be easy enough to fill and then redo the rivets. It's only simple straight lines of rivets. Or just leave them as they are, and because if it's painted matte, they won't show anyway. But you know, trailing edges or everything are really nice. Ailerons are in one piece. Rudder is in one piece except for that little lower piece there. Yeah, those rudder pedals, they're gorgeous, aren't they? I think this is a million times better than the Tamiya kit. As I say, I probably will do a video comparing the two. So we've got cowl flaps here. I'm guessing we've got open and closed. Bloody hell, this thing is so nice. It really is nice. But MiniArt should do a they should do a 1/32 scale. We could do a nice 1/32 scale one of these. And I hope they do a Razorback as well. So there we go. There's the supercharger there underneath the back end. So yeah, all in all, very impressive. We haven't looked at the clear parts or the photo etch yet, but something I want to say. I'm looking at all this detail and saying how fantastic it is and how MiniArt are up there and it's really, really good and everything. But here's something I never thought I'd say. I reviewed that Airfix Gannet yesterday, and I have to admit the surface detail on that is every bit as good as this. So, you know, I mean, Airfix have really done themselves proud, haven't they? You know, when you compare what we were looking at yesterday, yes, it has those sink marks on the back of the trailing edges, but this has got sink marks in it as well. It's got sink marks there, sink marks there. You know, Airfix are really, really climbing that ladder. And I meant to say in the video yesterday, I completely forgot to say, this is what, for me and a lot of people, makes a model company, you know, the top dog. It's okay you keep churning out brilliant kits one after the other, but if there's no change and every kit is the same standard and other people are really catching you up, you've got to keep moving forward to stay on top. And you know, a lot of manufacturers are just staying where they are. And basically, you know, look out, because Airfix is coming. And I'm not a fanboy to any stretch of the imagination. And I just can't believe how nice that Gannet is. Now this is, I want to swear, this is effing impressive. My good gosh, look at this. Have I got something here with writing on? Let's use this. Bearing in mind, guys, the shape of that canopy. Look at that. Look at it. It is, that windscreen is just completely and utterly stunning. Bloody hell. That's going straight back in the bag. I thought Hong Kong Models clear parts were good. They are. They're bloody awesome. But that, wow, that is amazing. So finally, let's have a look at this photo etch, and then I'm going to go away and I'll come back and we'll do a comparison between this and the basic. So here we have are photo etch. So there's the actuators for the cowl flaps there for your engine. There's my bit of black. There we go. This makes life a lot easier. You can see me. Oh, so there's the actuators for the cowl flaps. And then we've got our little air filter growers in there. We've got some details for inside the cockpit. Got some little bits and pieces there. I'm guessing that's the for the bombs. We got seat belts here. Give those a nice anneal. The seat belts over here as well. Give those an anneal, wrinkle them up and everything. And then here we have all the bomb tails, which is really nice. So as you can see, you know, there's not a lot on there that makes you want to sort of get this over the basic kit. But I would get it. Well, I did. I bought this over the basic kit. So that's the point. He hasn't sent me the invoice. I'll have to get on to Peter at Art Scale Kit. He hasn't sent me the invoice for this. So yeah, really, really nice. So let me go away and have a look and see if I can find a copy of the ScaleMate, of the instructions on ScaleMate, and then I'll do a comparison of this and the basics, so you'll know what you're getting for whichever one you buy. Alright, so I've done some little bit of digging around on ScaleMate. So I've printed out the instructions. Somebody's kindly put them up, although they've chopped off the left hand side, but never mind. It's only like 5mm of it, or whatever, 10mm. So basically this is the sprue call out, and I've got another one over here on the other side for the basic kit, and this is the sprue call out for the advanced. As you can see, you've got your main wing sprue here, which is obviously got the closed panels in the basic kit. That's fine. You've got one here with all your tail planes and rudder and everything. That's all good. Here you've got bombs, drop tanks and stuff like that, which on this one are over the page down here. And then when we look over the page, we have our D sprue, which has got all our wheels and tires and everything on it. That's also in the advanced kit. We've got our cockpit bit there. We've got the extra wheels and sway braces and everything there. So you do get the 3 sets of wheels in the basic kit. DC here is some doors, which you actually do get in the basic kit and in the advanced. And then obviously you've got your fuselage sprue here, F, you're obviously going to get that. GC, which is your engine, so you've got all your engine and everything. CF, which is drop tanks, you've got here. You've got C down here, which is on that page over here, so you've got that in the basic kit. So the only thing you don't get basically in the only thing you don't get in the basic kit is the PE, more on that in a second, the E sprue, which is your open top wings and everything and all your armament. You don't get that lovely firewall and everything and all the separate cowl panels, and you don't get these flaps, which I'm assuming are dropped. So one would assume that in the basic kit you can't have drop flaps. I didn't dig that deep, but you have to look at that yourselves. So that's what you're not getting, and also you've only got 2 options rather than 3. You can see that the stencil sheet is basically the same. It's just cut off on the bottom on the print, but the actual decal sheet here you can see is a lot smaller. You've only got the 2 options rather than the 3. So you know, you pays your money, you takes your choice. When you're talking about money, the difference in the 2 is £18. So if you think that sprue, that PE and a couple of extra decals is worth £18, then get the advanced one. Personally, I think it is. Main reason being, you've got photo etch seat belts, so you don't need to buy seat belts. Okay, if you don't want to use the molded in seat belts in the basic kit, you're going to have to buy seat belts or use something you've already got or whatever. You've got photo etch ones in here. They look quite nice. They're going to be perfectly good in a single seat fighter 48 scale. They're going to be fine, painted up nicely and weathered and everything. Obviously HGW would be a lot nicer, which I would go for if it was 32nd, but in 48 they're going to be absolutely fine. But when you look in here, when you start to look at the back of the instructions and we start looking at bombs and stuff, we can see that all the bomb tails we have PE. PE. You don't get that in the basic set, obviously, because you don't have that. Now, it's not so important for this model. It's going to be nice to have, you know, these little £500 bombs on the wings or whatever. But if you're going to use these £1,000 bombs, you've got 2 of those. If you've got a 48 scale B25 or B17 or something, you might want to put them on there, and they're lovely, lovely bombs. And we all know that some kits, the bombs do sort of suffer a bit, especially with their big fat plastic tails. So, and also having these open cowl flaps, I think, is going to be a big thing. Although you're going to have the option to have the cowl flaps open anyway. because we had those on a sprue that's in both kits, didn't we? So so you know, you pay your money, you take your choice, basically. So if you think that sprue and that PE set sheet is worth £18 to you, then get the advanced. If you don't, if you just want to build it all closed up and you're not worried about the options because you're going to go after market decals anyway, just get the basic one, because you know, then if you're going to build it all closed up, you're paying £18 for that, really. So that, as a photo etch fret from Edward, would probably be in the region of £12 to £18. So it's up to you guys. Basically, I tried to get the information over as good as I could. So there we are. Thank you for watching that. As I say, I've got this from Art Scale Kit over in the Czech Republic, and I know he's actually got them in stock. He sent me a picture. He's got loads of them. I think a lot of the UK suppliers have got them or will have them very, very soon. I know that Jason over at Art Scale Kit has got this kit on pre-order. I think he said from Jadlam. So so there we go. So that's that. So yeah, this kit is it's $53.99 from Scale Model Shop. It's $53.99 in E-Models, and it's $51.95 at Jadlam. The other one is like 37, 38 quid depending where you go. So there we are. Thank you for watching, guys. That's been a review of this little beauty, and it is absolutely a bloody beauty. Really, really nice. Bye for now.